Okay, as the name suggests, a read-only memory or ROM contains a permanent pattern of data that cannot be changed. A ROM is non-volatile, whereby there's no power source is required to maintain the bit values in the memory. While it is possible to read in ROM, okay, it is not possible to write new data into it. Okay, it means that once written, so after that it can be only read. Okay, an important application of ROM is microprogramming, library subroutines for frequently wanted functions, system programs, and function tables. For a modest size requirement, the advantage of ROM is that program is permanently in main memory, so we don't need to load from a secondary storage. Okay, the advantage of ROM is that so the data or program is permanently, right? So the ROM, okay, is created like any other integrated chip circuit. Okay, so the data is wired into the chip as part of the fabrication process. Okay, however, okay, it gives two problems where the data insertion step includes a relatively large fixed cost, whether one or thousands of copies of a particular ROM are fabricated. In addition, there's no room for error. So if one bit is wrong, so the whole batch of ROM must be thrown out. Okay, so it's a little bit quite expensive. Okay. Several types of ROM. Okay, one of them is the programmable. Okay, programmable ROM. Like ROM. Okay, like ROM. The PROM is non-volatile. Okay, non-volatile. And may be written into only once. So for the PROM, the writing process is performed electrically and may be performed by a supplier or customer at a time later than the original chip fabrication. Special equipment for the writing or programming of the process is needed. Okay, so the PROM provide flexibility and convenience. Okay, PROM is suitable when only a small number of ROM with a particular memory content is needed. So the advantage is that it is less expensive alternative. Okay. So it is remain attractive for high volume production runs. So for a small runs, it will become very expensive. Okay, another variation of read-only memory is the read mostly memory. This is another name of another variation. This it is we call as ROM. Okay, but okay, it is a read mostly memory. Okay. It is useful for applications in which read operations are frequent than write operations, and non-volatile storage is required. Okay, so there are three common form of read mostly memory. So EPROM, erasable programmable ROM, or EPROM. Okay. So for EPROM, okay, it is optical. This is like optical. The way they are reading and writing it. Okay, the way they are writing and written it. So electrically, okay, as with PROM, however, before a write operation, all the storage cell must be erased to the same initial state by exposure of the package chip to UV. Okay, ultraviolet radiation. So the erasure is performed by shining an intense UV light through a window that is designed into the memory chip. So this erasure means that dia padam Okay, so bila dia nak tulis je, dia kena padamkan dulu menggunakan UV punya light. Okay, each eraser can take as much as 20 minutes to perform. Okay, the EEPROM can be altered multiple times, and like the ROM and PROM, holds its data virtually indefinitely. Meaning that dia bukan dia adalah non volatile lah, kita boleh simpan lama. Comparable amounts for storage. Okay, maksudnya kalau dia nak compare size, okay, between the amount of the storage yang mana dia boleh sustain tu, EEPROM ni much expensive lah, more expensive. Okay, then PROM. Okay, then PROM. So EEPROM ni agak lagi mahal sikit lah daripada tu, but it has the advantage of the multiple update capabilities. Okay, disebabkan dia boleh tulis beberapa kali. Okay, rather than PROM tu yang mana kita cuma boleh tulis sekali. So that is much better lah, dia kata yang tu. Okay, another form adalah kita panggil sebagai EEPROM, electrically erasable. Okay, electrically erasable. So this is a read-mostly memory that can be written into at any time without erasing the prior contents. Okay, maknanya dia beza dia dengan EEPROM ni pula. Okay, sebelum kita nak tulis apa-apa, dia tak perlu nak padam, dia boleh terus tulis sahaja. Okay, only the byte or bytes address are updated. Yang mana data yang asal tu dia akan comparekan, maknanya dia akan cuma tulis mana yang dia perlu update saja. Contohnya, data asal adalah 1001, 000, katakan macam tu, dan dia perlu update kepada 1001, 1000, katakan macam tu. So, data yang dia perlu update adalah yang ni sahaja, bit yang ini sahaja. Jadi, yang tu saja dia akan update. The write operation takes much longer to write than read. Okay, so on the order of several hundred microseconds per byte lah. Okay, so EEPROM ni dia combine the advantages of non-volatile, okay, non-volatility with the flexibility of being updatable in place using ordinary bus control address and data lines. Okay, so it is much more, it has more advantages lah rather than the EEPROM ni sebenarnya, sebabkan kita just gunakan devices ataupun kita kata komponen-komponen yang ada seperti ordinary bus control address dan data line tu sahaja. Okay, but dia ada disadvantage sikit. EEPROM adalah much more expensive than EEPROM. Okay, much more expensive than EEPROM, and also is less dense. Less dense, kita kata. Supporting fewer bits per chip. Okay, so dia tak boleh nak simpan banyak cell lah. Kita kata macam tu. Another form of semiconductor memory is what we call as flash memory. So a name because of the speed with which it can be reprogrammed. So the first introduced in mid-1980s, flash memory is intermediate between EEPROM and EEPROM. So dia antara EEPROM dan EEPROM. Okay, dia antara kedua-dua ni. So dia balance, okay, in both cost and functionality lah between EEPROM dan EEPROM ni. Okay, so like EEPROM, okay, seperti mana EEPROM ni juga, Flash memory menggunakan electrical erasing. Dia erase the whole memory electrically. So sama macam EEPROM. And then an entire flash memory can be erased in one or few seconds, which is much faster than EEPROM. Okay, so faster than EEPROM. Okay, faster than EEPROM. In terms of erasing, erasing one or one block lah, whole block macam tu. So in addition, it is possible to erase just blocks of memory rather than an entire chip. So flash memory gets its name as flash. Okay, because the microchip is organized so that a section of memory cells are erased in a single action of flash. Okay, however, flash memory does not provide byte level erasure. Kalau perasan kat sini dia kata erase whole memory electrically kan. So dia tak ada byte level erasure. Okay, dia tak boleh nak padam in byte lah. So like EEPROM, flash memory uses only one transistor per bit. And so achieves the high density compared with EEPROM of EEPROM. Okay, so that is features. Okay, features yang ada dalam read mostly memory ataupun ROM.